A new study advises that over-the-counter drug Tylenol decreases empathic behavior amongst individuals affected by both physical and social pain. Researchers at The Ohio State University found that when individuals learned of the hardship of another, those who did not take the painkiller were more empathic than those who did, finding that it blocks positive emotions. Now, approximately 52 million people are said to take some sort of medication, involving acetaminophen on a weekly basis. So right off the bat here, Joya, what are your thoughts on this? Do you really think there's validity to this type of a study?
I'm sure there is. We're such a medicated nation in general that I'm sure there's, of course, going to be some chemical, outcomes as a result of that. At the same time, of course, I want to hear more about the actual study, because when you talk about something like empathy, that seems like such a subjective thing, right? You know, like, I'm a pretty empathetic person. Right. Some people aren't. But yeah, so give me some more deets.
So the study, they conducted two different experiments, okay? The first one involving 80 college students. They split them up into two groups. Half of them were given Tylenol, and half of them were given a placebo. Okay. And so then the study called this person a protagonist. They assigned a protagonist, and they asked the people to basically gauge how hurt this person was. And they found that the people who did not take the Tylenol were more apt and were more in tune with the hurt, the level of hurt or pain that this person was experiencing, as opposed to people that took Tylenol. They were less they didn't really care as much.
I guess the biggest thing though too is it's like people, I'd take, you get a headache, you take a Tylenol, you take some acetaminophen, Advil, whatever. And I think that's when it gets a little bit hard, is it's like now everything that you take is gonna affect you in some capacity. I don't know, I wonder how substantial the difference is, right? If it's like a minor bit where there's like a little bit of numbing of that empathy, that's one thing. But if there's these like vast differences between people, I think that would be a little bit more troubling to me.
Well, and so then the second piece of this was that the second part of the experiment was that they gathered 114 college students. Same thing, half took it, half didn't. Participants didn't know who did and who didn't, but they played white noise, and they played white noise at a decibel level of like 105 or something like that. And so they asked people to rate the pain, right? The volume of the pain associated with the noise blast. Okay. And they found that people that took the placebo were, less, reported that it was less unpleasant for themselves.
Oh, like it pissed them off less?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. That's funny. I think it's also, there's going to be some people that point to the fact that, this is college students too. Yeah. People be like, oh, those millennials, they don't have any empathy as it is. You know what I mean? Right. So it is interesting. We've talked a little bit too about, and John Oliver did a special about scientific studies and what the value is, or the reasons why the studies are created. So I do find this very compelling, but I would say my instinct tells me that I feel like a larger sample size or more studies probably need to be done. That being said, I find it perfectly logical that if you're taking acetaminophen, which is a chemical that affects your body, of course, it's going to affect part of your brain as well.
And one of the things with this, though, this particular study, is that the findings were consistent with a 2004 study that was done that found that the part of the brain that's activated when you're feeling pain is the same part that's activated when you are engaged with someone who is experiencing that same pain.
Oh, okay. So like your empathy center, basically.
Yeah. So this new study was in alignment with a study that was done in 2004. So there's validity.
So I guess we need to find some more holistic ways of dealing with your headaches or whatever, huh?
Yeah. So they're also, in addition to Tylenol, they're also looking at the effects of ibuprofen. So we'll just have to keep our eye on this and see how things progress.